Hey guys, this is Jolene here. If you guys came from the part 1 houseplant tour and you're looking for part 2 bedroom and patio, then you're at the right place. Okay, come on into my bedroom. I'll show you guys what's in my bedroom. This is the first thing you see when you come into my bedroom. This tray wasn't planned to be put in this corner when I first bought it. This tray actually moved to a couple places and eventually ended up over here. They really have to find that spot they thrive in. So this happened to be the one. It's not the brightest, but there's no draft over here and there's no harsh sun. So it's just happy here, you know. See all the branches, like that's where the old leaves fell off. It just wasn't happy for months and months. It was so mad at me. It just keep dropping leaves. I'd be waking up and picking up the leaves all over it because it just wasn't happy, and I have no idea. I just couldn't figure out why. I moved it from the window to over here, but over here there's AC blowing on it, so I moved it over here and it's happy. So I mean, it is kind of like a weird place because sometimes when I go to my bed I'll be like it'll hit my head a little bit, but now I know, like, oh, there is a tray here next to your bed, so when you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I'll just tilt my head a little bit. Tilt my head a little bit like this. Like, it's like, you know, it's a part of my family and I make space for it. Like, I wouldn't want to like chop the leaves off just because I have to, you know, make a way for myself. I'll make a way for it, and as long as you're happy, I'll do anything for you. Fiddly fig. This is really like a grand entrance. This is my beautiful plant that greets me every day going to bed and going to work. So it's a good friend. It's a really good friend. And here is propagation. If you're curious about my planter, I got this gorgeous planter from West Elm. Over here, I have my dresser from CB2. On my dresser, I have 2 begonias. This is begonia maculata whitey. This guy is blooming. I love it. I used to have it all the way in that corner. It's very shaded spot, but it's doing really well. When I put it under like bright spot out there in the living room, it just, the leaves got all crispy and start dried out, start dying, and I have to move it back. I recently moved it over to more close to the window because it's blooming. I don't want the flowers to drop because it's not really good. It's really fresh. It's not overly, you know, perfume like. It's a very light scent. And right next to this whitey, I have my begonia, my special angel. I got this guy from a plant friend. I love this plant. For a little while this plant wasn't growing actively at all, so I decided to propagate it. By propagating, I was cutting the stems off, and I realized all of a sudden there is a huge explosion of growth under the base. This is where I propagated the cuttings. Pruning really helps plant growth. The reason I have an explosion of new growth is because I pruned. So I probably see these bare stems. I probably will cut over here or here at some point in the near future, just to make it a little fuller, for the better of the growth, for the better of the, oh my gosh. What are you doing, baby? What are you doing, baby? What are you doing, baby? Nobody give you attention? Sometimes my dog loves to jump in my bed and start go crazy. I think that's so cute. Okay, so this plant's sitting in this really cute and chubby stacking planter. This planter is really heavy. It's ceramic. It's from the Seal. I think it's $48. So moving on. I love how my windows all have these window ledges, so I can put my plants on it. I don't have to worry about building shelves or anything. From the very right, I have a Amy Dream. It's been on my wish list for so long, and I recently unboxed it from Green Spaces ID from Indonesia. This plant arrived okay. This huge leaf is dying, but this beautiful medium-sized leaf is looking so cute. And over here I have my Philodendron verrucosum. I killed my mother plant, so I propagated a bunch of these little nodes, but they all rooted and had new leaves, but this is the only one survived and kept giving me new leaves. Now I'm on to the 5th one. I'm thinking I probably would need to repot it very soon, but it's doing so well. I just spray the moss pole every day. It's really happy. And next to it is my Anthurium vitarifolium. I recently unboxed it from also Green Spaces ID from Indonesia. It's doing really well. The other one is outside in my living room. Okay, over here, also enjoying the beautiful afternoon sun, is my Philodendron plomani. When I was buying it, I bought it from So It Grows from Katie. She said it was a hybrid, like a plomani cross with mame, but I don't know, it looks more like a plomani to me. Who knows? This is a recent new leaf. So pretty. Next to it is my booby cactus. Ooh, if you saw my unboxing video from last year, 2019, my husband bought this booby cactus for me for my birthday. When I got it, it was like half of the size, probably this big. And a year later, it doubled in size. It is so gorgeous. It's funny that my booby cactus is like top heavy and the bottom boobs are like really saggy and small, but the new boobs are really pretty and huge. I think it's definitely an easy plant for me. Quite a few people were messaging me about the tips. Why are their booby cactus not growing? I think lighting is key. Definitely give it sufficient sun. Also, don't be scared to fertilize. Cactus also need to be fertilized. I fertilize my cactus like other houseplants twice a month. So during growing season, I think fertilizing definitely helps my cactus grow this fast. And over here I have some Peperomia Hope. My propagated Hoya, they're all like kind of like succulent, so they need bright sun, but they can't take full sun because they will burn. Hoya Mathiodi, Silver Splash. Can you tell there's two cuttings from different country? So when I first unboxed it, when I first purchased it, one of the cuttings was really small, probably had like 5 leaves on it. That one was purchased from Poland, shipped it to US to me, and 2 cuttings. One of the cutting rooted, one of the cutting died. And another cutting in here was from a plant friend in LA. When I first planted them in together, one cutting from Poland looked light green, and the cutting from this friend in LA looked dark green. So I was like, oh my gosh, are there different species? And then I realized the one from Poland just didn't get sufficient sun, because after I put them in this sunny spot, they just both growing like crazy, and now I can't even tell which is from where, because they all just look dark green and healthy. So that's that. By the way, these plants grow really fast for me. And next to my Mathiodi is another Hoya. It's a rare Hoya. It's called Hoya imbricata, Silver Splash. Obviously this one is not doing really well. I don't know if it's dying, but I'm just gonna keep it in there. I give it a little pull, so it's climbing. When the new growth of Hoya imbricata started, it started as a heart shape and it growing slowly into a little pancake. It's real cute. If you don't give it a pull, it'll just close up like a little dumpling, like the bottom one. But if you give it a pull, it'll just grow like a plate on top of each other and keep growing. I really love it. Next to it is another Peperomia Hope. Okay, next up on the wall is my Monstera adansonii. I got this plant last year. I wasn't sure if I wanted to trail or climb, and I think the stem is just really thick, so without any pole it just kind of start to growing upward instead of, you know, downward, like trailing. So I was like, okay, I'll do whatever you want. Since you love to climb, I'll just let you climb. So when we move into this new apartment, I just use some of these clear hooks. I bought it from Amazon. It works really well. Well, most of the time, and another half of the time it just the sticker it's not sticky anymore, so I have to change a new sticker, which is a pain sometimes. I'll show you guys what I do. Obviously it happens all the time, so I have this bag right next to it. So I get a little sticker. This is so you put it on here, and then this is a wall side. You peel it and you stick it onto the wall like that. There you go. Now they're all back on the wall. So obviously the windows are over here, the light sources are all coming from this side, so you can see my leaves are desperately reaching towards the light. But when I just moved in, I think the leaves were all over here, and this is the growth within the past like 4 or 5 months. Moving back here, I have my Monstera Hoya. When I first got this plant, I only had 2 leaves. Now this plant gave me 4 more leaves within the past really like 8 months. It's not the fastest grower, but it's not the slowest. The new leaves is really pretty. There's a lot of beautiful variegation on this leaf. Sometimes I worry, what if my next leaf is not variegated? But then I look at the stem. The stem is the most important part. If the stem is variegated, your next leaf is guaranteed to be variegated. Well, next to it is my really full watermelon peperomia. It's really gorgeous plant. I got this guy from a nursery recently in Saltel. Funny thing is I spent like $10 on this baby one, and then right after I bought this, I found this huge one for $19.99. Oh, but I'm really happy that I was able to find this guy. But isn't that crazy? For double the price, you can get like 10 times as big as a plant. That's why I love going to nurseries, like nursery hopping, because you never know what kind of crazy deal you're gonna find. It's more of a thrill to me to go like nursery shopping. It's like almost like plant hunting to me. It's very thrilling. So behind all the plants, I'm not gonna show you every single one of them, but I propagated all of them. There's begonias, there's watermelon peperomia, there's silver propolis, there's Hoya, there's peperomia. And over on this side I have some more propagations, and this is a Amy Dream. And this one is my dog. He loves to hang out with my plants under the sun. Right, baby? Look, he's about to fall asleep. Hi, Finny. Oh my god, his eyes look so red. That's the boy who loves to sunbathe. Okay, and over here I have a begonia frosty. And over here I have my propagation box. I need to definitely spray some water, it looks pretty dry. But I have my propagated philodendron brachyatum in there. And over here I have my philodendron glory awesome up there. So this leaves is getting a little crispy. I just don't know. I think it was humidity issue, but I literally put it right next to my humidifier for like a month and it's not getting better. So if you know the possible reason, please let me know. I definitely didn't overwater it. Sometimes I probably underwater it a little bit, because when I water it at the end of the week, it's like it feels bone dry. So I might underwater it a little bit. But anyways, this is a new leaf. It's looking a little weird. It probably hasn't even fully opened it up. This is a new leaf before that. It's still, like, I feel like the new leaves are not as pretty as the old ones. It's almost like a deformed looking. I might have to repot it again because the roots are coming out of the pots, from the bottom of the pots. So it might be a little root bound. Yeah, for that giant plant, this pot might look a little bit small. And why do I have a stupid box over here? Because I have to prop its leaf up, otherwise every time I close my closet, that leaf got stuck in there. So I have to get a silly box to prop that up. So right across those gloriosum, I forgot to mention to you guys, these hanging plants, 3 of them are all Hoyas. They all are sitting in these gorgeous leather plant hangers made by Nina. So the first one I have is Hoya obovata. I propagated this. Sorry if the lighting is horrible, it's because we're filming against, you know, the sun. So and this one, the second one I have, is a Hoya, a crimson princess. I love princess over queen because I just love how the inside of the leaf is, you know, variegated, and the edges is green. Next to the crimson princess is my variegated Hindu rope, Hoya carnosa variegata. I don't know why my newer leaves are all completely white. I don't know if that helped with the plant growth at all, because there's just no chlorophyll in those leaves. So seems like that stem just gonna keep producing more and more white leaves. I hope that's not what happens. I hope I see some green and white variegated leaves soon on these branches. But anyways, this is a whole full pot. I think this is a pretty fast growing plant for me, or maybe it's just really loving its spot. This location is really good for my plants because this direction is south facing and this direction is east facing. So in the morning I get really bright morning sun, and in the afternoon I get some of the afternoon sun just only on this area. You can see there's shadow, and these plants are obviously my favorite babies. That's why they get to enjoy the sunbathing time. So yeah, that's all the plant I have in that corner. Now I'm gonna take you over to my plant wall. I have to say thank you, Josh, my husband, for putting these shelves up for me. He is not the biggest fan for these shelves, I know, but I really wanna, you know, put some plants on this wall and it doesn't look very boring. I really wanted to paint this wall to be like an accent wall, maybe like a dark green or a dark gray, to just kind of like make the space feel interesting. But obviously we can't paint the wall, so I can play around with shelves. So I got these wire shelves from Etsy. I really like them. So the first plant I have is a peperomia obtusifolia variegata. We all know peperomias are medium to low light plant, so it's thriving even though it's in not the brightest spot. It's doing really well. This guy is in a small, oh, there's still some water in the saucer I need to pour out, but anyways, this guy is still in a small 5-inch pot. I think it's okay for now, but if it's growing larger, I definitely need to repot it. Again, I keep all 3 of them in my terracotta pot because I kind of like this clash between just rustic vintage with modern furniture. I can just like, it's a really fun blend. It's not just all modern. There's some earthy elements to my home. I really like that. So the second one I have is my philodendron painted lady. So I bought this plant probably 4 months ago. It's doing okay. Again, I mix my own soil. I use all the organic materials, and I use worm castings for fertilizer. And then the downside to organic compost is you're gonna get all these fungus net. But thanks to this net trap, I live in a house that's fungicide free. Right, baby?
That's pretty good.
Because he complained a lot, so I have to take action. And up there, I'm not gonna go up there. Up there, that's a cans. Next to it is my Anthurium vichii. King Anthurium. Again, I told you in my previous video, I had a small one and grow into really big, and then I separated them into a couple plants. So I have one outside and I have one up here now. And I think they're all loving their spot because there's like new sign of growth from the base. So now that's all I have in my bedroom, and I'll walk you guys to bathroom. There's no window in my bathroom. I took a cutting of my Monstera, and right here I have propagated umbrella plant. Okay, so that's my bathroom, and the last part I'm going to show you is my patio. So I have this little plant pockets over here, and I'm planting lemons here, nasturtium, and a parsley, lemon balm, also the stevia. I also plant cat grass for my dog, but he just ate all of the last batch, so I'm planting new ones. I just sowed the seeds yesterday. My dog always have stomach issues, so by planting cat grass really helped him to kind of self-heal. And moving on, I have strawberry plant. This guy's doing really well. I brought home a really small baby one, and now it's just growing out of control. All these little, you can actually propagate these runners. I might get a longer, planter just to let it root in, let the runners root. And then right next to it, I have my cucumber plant. This guy's not doing really well. I think it's really root bound. There's like roots coming out from the bottom. Right here I have euphorbia and a succulent together. Don't ask me why are they planted together, because I don't know, at the time I was trying to save space, but now I kind of like it. They just, I don't know, they kind of look cute together. Okay, over here I have my large cucumber plant. I sowed the seeds probably 2 months ago. I actually had a video about it. I'll link it up here. And now you can see I have some cucumbers growing now. That's one, and that's a big one. I'm really excited. The type of this cucumber is called market more cucumber. So they kind of like, they don't grow very big. They probably grow that big, and I can start harvesting it. So it's I don't have a pole really. Oh, by the way, this is a baby one, you can see. It's so cute. Like I would never want to eat you. But yeah, so cucumbers are surprisingly very easy to grow. So if you've never grown any crops before like me, I definitely recommend cucumbers. And it's so rewarding to see the babies, And right next to my cucumber is my corn. I have 2 corns growing. I sowed 2 seeds, and both of the seeds took. Now I ended up having 2 beautiful corn plants. I really like how they grow so large, so quickly. It actually kind of gave you privacy for my patio as well, because we were thinking about buying probably Dracaena or something like a larger plant to block the patio a little bit to give us privacy, and turns out the cheapest option and the most edible option is growing corn. So I'm really looking forward to see like baby corns growing. I'll keep you guys updated. Next to the corn is my cucumber. In my previous video I told you guys I was gonna thin it out, cut out some cucumber that's too close to each other, but I didn't end up doing that because I just couldn't take myself to take the scissors and thin it out. So I decided to keep them all. So we'll see. I'll learn from my lessons next time. I just really didn't expect the survival rate of the seeds to be that high. I feel like almost all the seeds I planted survived. That's a good thing, I guess. But sometimes, like when I pull it, like baby, can you get that? You see that little orange little roots, the cucumber over there? I am so thrilled because at least we got some cucumbers coming. I love it. So over here it's just a bunch of mess. Excuse me, because it's kind of like my storage. I have my soil and everything over here. All of my indoor houseplant soil and my you know, soil bucket boxes. I am a plant lady. This is the ugly side of houseplants. So this is my Dracaena. It's doing really well in my patio, but it has a lot of brown leaves, so I constantly have to pull the brown leaves off, otherwise it gets messy. Here I have my fern leaf cactus. It's doing well in shade. I put this one outside because I just want to kind of compare which one does better. I actually think it does really well outside because this is a new growth. Look at how perfect that is. The ones inside, I always have some blemishes happen to it. I don't know why, but it gets really good sun, so that's perfect. And I have some succulents over here, strings of pearls, string of dolphins. This is really looking really sad, and our tiny euphorbia. And here I have my peppers. They are all ready to be harvested. Me and Josh loves spicy food, so we are very excited about this batch of crop. See, if you see, I have 2 more empty containers because I used to plant spinach and lettuce in here, but they all bolted. Basically, they mature too quick, so like the seeds were on top of the plants. It grew like a tree upward. I'll show you a picture. Basically, you can't eat it anymore. It just turns very bitter. Yeah, so that's my tiny little patio. Okay guys, thank you for watching my houseplant tour video. This is part 2. If you're curious about my living room, my kitchen, please go ahead and watch part 1. I'll link it down in my description. I hope you enjoyed this tour. I had a lot of fun filming. My husband is sweating so hard behind the camera, so big applaud for him. Good job, thank you baby. And if you guys have any questions, like if you're curious what brand my furniture, where did I got my plant, or any plant related stuff, or interior design related questions, please feel free to comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!